Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, you are highly and very welcome. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It actually takes nothing to subscribe, and then hit on the like button. Like this video if you find it helpful at the end of the day, and then you can also drop a comment down on the comment section for us also. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to sew this Dolman jacket. So it is a very simple project. Even as a beginner, you will be able to pull off this look after watching this video. So that's what we're going to do. So I have an Ankara fabric here, but I'm going to measure. I think I'm going to use about maybe 2.5 yards. I'm not too sure, but 2.5 yards is okay. I think it is okay because I'm making it for a small size person, 2.5 yards. But if I'm going to be making this for myself, I'm a size 10, I'm going to make use of 3 yards of fabric. Okay, so now let's get started. So I'm going to cut out my fabric and then I'll explain to you once I'm done. Okay, so I folded my fabrics into two. So now I'm going to explain how I folded my fabric. So I used the my sleeve. That's what I use. How long I want the sleeve to be. You know, I'm going to be ruching the sleeve. That's the sleeve is going to be ruched. So just put that into consideration when measuring the length. So this is my center back. That's from the center back. I'm going to take it like this and then I measure. So I'm making use of 26 inches for the width. So that's where my sleeve is going to get to. So when you now ruch it, it's going to reduce a little bit. And then the length of my jacket is going to be 28 inches, but I made it 30, so I'll use 2 inches to fold the fabric. Okay, so you can see I'm cutting both the back and the front. I'm going to be cutting both of them together. So it is a very simple process. So what we're going to do, I'm going to come to those points like this. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to mark out the neckline. So the neckline is almost like a V neckline. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark out the back neckline first, and then we'll open up the front piece. So it does not really have any significant neckline. So for the back neckline, I'm going to make use of 3.5 inches. So this is 3.5 inches width here for the neckline. And then from this point, I'm just going to come down by 1.5. I'm going to mark it like this. So this is for the back and the front. I'm going to cut both of them together. And then from this point, I'm going to come to this armhole, to the sleeve part. I'm going to come down by 1.5. So from this point, I'm going to mark into the neckline point like this, just to like slope it a little bit. So if you notice, I've not opened my center front. I'm just going to go ahead now, cut out the neckline. So I'll go ahead. So I just need to readjust the camera. Okay, so we'll mark out the neckline now. The next thing we're going to do now, we're going to mark out our sleeve. So for the sleeve, what I'm going to do, if you notice that the sleeve opening is really very small. So I'm going to come to this point like this. I'm going to use my regular 9 inches for my sleeve opening here. And then from this point, the next thing I'm going to mark how wide I want the bust to be. That's the bust point of this dress. So I'm going to be making use of about 13 inches. So this is 13 inches. From this point, I'm going to mark it like this into this point. Okay, so we've marked cut out the neckline. The next thing we're going to do now, we're going to shape our dress. So in order to shape the dress, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come to this point like this. I'm going to create my armhole opening. So for the armhole opening, I'm going to use 8 inches. So this is 8 inches because I don't want it to be too wide. So I'm going to mark 8 inches. So I'll mark the 8 inches like this. So from this point, I'm going to mark my bust point. Why I'm marking it is because I want to, excuse me, it's because I want to create a curve from that point. So that is why I'm just doing this. So this is 10 inches for that, for my bust point. So from this point, that's where I'll curve so that I'll be able to get my curve nicely. So from this point, I'm going to come in. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's mark out the bust measurement. So it is a very free dress. So I'm going to use like three times my bust measurement. So what I mean by my bust measurement, the bust is 36. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to mark my bust point line. So why I'm doing this is because I want it to help me to shape my dress properly. So that is why I'm taking my bust line. So from my armhole line now, which is 8 inches, I'm going to mark my bust measurement. So my bust measurement, I'm going to double it because it is a very free dress. So normally it should be 36, which is 9 inches. So I'm going to make it 18 inches. So it's double the size. So from this point now, the armhole point, I'll curve it to this point now. So that's the essence why I added this. This line is negligible, so I curve it. And then I'm going to come to the down part. So I'll measure what I have here now. I'm going to bring it to this down point also. And then from this down point, I'm going to create a curve. I want my dress to be curved properly. So from this point, I'm just going to come up like this. I'll come up by as much as 7 to 8 inches. So from this point I'm going to mark, so that's the 8 inches that I made. I'll come to this point. So once I get to that 8 inches, from this 8 inches I'm going to create a curve into those points like this. So you can go as high as you want to create the curve, because it's as high, that is what will bring out the curve. So I'm even going higher. I'm going by 8 9 inches right now. I want the curve to be very obvious. So you see what we have. So we're going to cut out first before we cut out our neck line. So make sure that you have this shape. So you can see the shape of the dress. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to open our center front. The back, we're going to leave the back like that. So in opening the center front, so let's just take out the back. Let's keep it on the side. So we're going to take out the center front like this. So we're going to open the whole part, this whole part like this. I'm going to cut it off from this neck line point like this, because I'm going to replace it with a collar when I'm done. Okay, so now this is going to be my center front. And then so you can see the shape of our blouse, that it came out, our jacket, the shape came out properly. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to join the back and front. It is simple, like I said. So I'm just going to take it back to my machine. So the back neckline is there, and then I'm going to place them like this, and then I will stitch. I will just join them on the shoulder part. So for the neckline, I'm not adding any lining to this dress. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'll join the sleeve parts, and then I'll join the side. So I hope you can see it before we come and add our collar. So I'm just trying so you can see what we have. So you see how it is looking. So I'll just go back ahead, and then I'll go and do that, and then I'll come back and cut out our collar to attach to it. You see, it's a very simple project. So when we're done, the dress is going to be looking like this. Can't you see how cute it is already? Okay, so I finished stitching my dress. So I just stitched the shoulder part. I decided to just stitch the shoulder part, so I'll be able to attach the collar and the sleeve and the ruche on the sleeve. So it will be much easier that way. So after stitching, the next thing you are going to do, you are going to measure around the neckline. So that's from this point like this. You just measure it round. So I have about 68 inches. So I've cut out long strap of fabric. So you are going to determine how wide you want your collar to be. So it depends on what you want. So mine, I'm going to use about 3.5 inches. So that will be enough for me. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'll cut it out now. Okay, so the next thing, so the easiest way to fix this, just take the center. So I'm just going to take it like this. I'll take the center of this point, and then I'm going to just notch it like this, and then I'll come to the center of my back neckline. So you can just match the center also, and then I'll just join it straight. So just make sure the right side is facing right side. That is all you need. This is my right side, and then I'm just going to take this part like this, and then I'm just going to go ahead. I'll go and stitch it all the way down to the hem. So you see that I even cut mine. I cut it excess. So when I'm done, I'm going to cut it out from that point. So I'll just go ahead. So after stitching, it's going to come like this. I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so you can see I finished joining my collar. So you see how beautiful it is looking. It looks really, really, really beautiful. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to add our elastic on the sleeve. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and hem the sleeve. So it's better for you to hem it if you are not adding a lining. So I'll just go ahead and hem it, and then I'll show you how we're going to rush it. It's a simple process. So I'll take you over to the machine and then show you how to do that right now. Okay, so welcome back to our sewing machine. So you can see I've gone ahead, I've hemmed the sleeve. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to add an elastic. So I'm using this slim elastic. So I cut out an elastic band of about 5 inches, sorry. So on this part, so I came here. So this is the center part of my sleeve. So I'm just trying to, so this is the center part of my sleeve. So I'm going to ruche the sleeve. That's from this point. I'm going to use my elastic to pull it together. So for that, you are going to, depends on how much you stretch. So that it will depends the gathering. So for mine, I came in from this point. I measured 10 inches. So this is 10 inches. So it's from this 10 inches point. That's where I'm going to stitch the elastic to this point. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how to do it. And then I'll pull it as I stitch along on the line. And then once I get to this part, I'm going to double stitch it. So you can see how it is looking on this side. So because I use a very matching thread, you will hardly notice the thread. So we're almost done with our dress. The only thing that is remaining now, I'm just going to hem around like this. As I'll join the side, I'll just join it to the down, and then I'll hem it down, and then I'll put it on the mannequin for you to see the final look of the dress. Okay, so at the end of the day, so you can see how our Dolman jacket looks like. So it came out really beautiful. So you can take a good look at the sleeves. And then, so I just made a sash and tied it around it. So you can see the back of the jacket is really looking beautiful. So you can see because of the side high low, it came out really beautiful. So because someone actually sent this request, so it is a subscriber's request. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel, like the video, and then register for our online classes. The registration is ongoing right now. So thank you so much. I'll see you